Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a really exciting one. This is Stone Ruination. So this is back with the gold and black label can. This is one of the original double IPAs. I actually don't really know when it was actually produced. I want to say it's mid 1990s, so not too far after Pliny the Elder. So this beer is pretty important. Well, one of the original double IPAs. They actually did produce version 2, which has a Zaka, a bunch of new hops in here. What I understand, this is a re-release of the original. So we're talking about Chinook Centennial Magnum. Like, think about that hop bill in 2024, which is actually insane. This is as fresh as I get it. This has a 4-month Best Buy, which is pretty dope. Enjoy the fact that they're, pretty short on that. And this is 3 weeks fresh. So you can't get fresher than this. If this beer's no good, I'm going to be very disappointed. This beer, by the way, is very expensive for a double IPA. Well, just in general. 6-pack was $18. Which is, what is it? Hop Slam is around that price. Generally in 6-packs, you're just not going to have 6-packs at that range. Like, you're going to, obviously you remember Sculpin, and that brand completely died at $16 for a 6-pack. I've seen some breweries push 14, but like for a large produced beer to be sold at 18 for a 6-pack. All right, cool. Let's go with it. Let's hope the beer is fantastic. So, beer comes in a medium gold color. Has light haze to it. Actually, no, a little bit of a chill haze, but the beer is actually pretty clear. Yeah, the beer is actually pretty clear, so it's actually filtered. But yeah, medium gold color, slightly off-white head. Looks pretty nice. And then I see a little bit of residual sweetness on this guy because it's like the bubbles are fighting to get to the top of the glass. Oh yeah, that's Stone. I mean, it reminds me of the Stone IPA. It's almost phenolic. It's crazy how these Stone beers have gotten. It has this kind of just like dankness, and it pushes so dank that it's almost like ethyl acetate. It's like, it's almost like a, what? One of the best analogies I can give you right now. It's almost like fresh sandwich Ziploc bags. Like, it just smells like that. Like, I mean, I know it's crazy, but like, some people call like weird tones in beer, in wine, like fresh cut hose and opening tennis balls. Like, I suspect this has this going on. It has a little bit of that plastic thing, but then it leans pretty organic as well. So not only fake in the plasticky kind of like thing going on, but also just like dank. It's earthy. It smells like it's from Pacific Northwest, not specifically from like Escondido, San Diego area. It has an earthy dankness to it. Not too much fruitiness, I want to say. Yeah, it smells great. And then you also get like a little bit of burnt rubber tire, more of that plasticky thing, and then just like marijuana as well. The OG double IPA, 8.2%. Wow. This beer is a time machine. It is bitter. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. This is pretty good. Yeah, this is a time machine. It's got more of this kind of like air freshener thing, a little bit floral, a little bit of that kind of like a weed dankness, marijuana, and then like a quarter to the third palate in, which is pretty early. It's just bitter. This is a full bitterness beer. Not out of place, but it's certainly bitter. It's a bitter double IPA. Like, sometimes you get a little bit of balance of like malt and alcohol out of a double IPA. This is solidly bitter, very bitter, full bitterness. I mean, like, as you wait more, now you're introduced to some fruit. There's a really nice kind of like white grapefruit, yellow grapefruit thing going on. Fresh fruitiness, citrus, and it has a pithiness that comes in as well, offering some complexity of the fruit. But we're definitely talking about like older hops. I'm not getting any tropical stone fruit in here. I mean, back in the day, it was citrus pine bitter. Like, that's what you want an IPA. That's what you get. Citrus pine bitter, and maybe get some crystal malt in there to offer this kind of like biscuity, rounded sweetness. Here, they probably have a little bit of like colored, crystal malts in here, but it's actually quite nice and balancing. There's a little bit of like biscuity sweetness up front, but doesn't really, show up too much. Definitely not a Sierra Nevada beer, which relies on some of that. Here, this beer is more lean, mean. Again, reminds me a little of that Stone IPA that I reviewed. That was like dumb fresh. I think that beer was like 2 weeks fresh. This is 3 weeks fresh. This beer almost tastes like a bigger version of that. So you get a little bit more fat and juicy malt in here. but more of that kind of plasticky tone. So I see now my palate's a little bit more acclimated to this beer. The hops show phenolic, like it comes off like plasticky, band-aidy almost. Again, like Ziploc bags. Not that you can eat Ziploc bags, but it seems like it. Like, yeah, that dankness is so specifically Stone, I guess, now. Like, fresh Stone beers taste like freaking plastic. Like, it's crazy. And not in a bad way. It's just delicious. Semi-dry. Definitely the Stone IPA is drier than this beer. Full bitterness. I'm loving it. That's great. 8.2%. Get a little bit allium, too. A little bit onion garlic. A little bit of dank. Definitely some grapefruit citrus. Pine for days. Strong bitterness. Malt to help support the beer, to give the beer a little shoulders, a little bit of biscuit, but like nothing too strong. But full malt, full bitterness. Dang, that is so good. This beer's a full-on time machine. That's so fun. Dry, bitter, slightly fruity, piney. And then, like, the other thing, crazy thing, like, and the crazy thing is, like, when I got into beer, like, these are the kinds of beers I'd review. I honestly, I'm actually not quite sure if I ever had the OG version, because, like, by the time I got into craft beer, I think it was onto version 2, maybe. I might have had the original version, like, 1 or 2 times, and then, like, they moved on to version 2. This is such a classic tasting beer, and I never got that plasticky thing, but I guess, the palate eventually develops, and there's this kind of weird, funky thing going on here, but it's fun. I love the uniqueness of it. I love the stoneness of it. I love the freshness of this beer. That is delicious. That's a solid 97 from me. That is Stone Ruination. That's got to be one of the best flashbacks I'm gonna have all year, and it's got to be one of the best West Coast double IPAs I'm going to have all year, right? So until next time, cheers. For 18 for a 6-pack, I do recommend it. Definitely kills Hop Slam. If you guys are Hop Slam fans, you're going to love this guy. I mean, that beer is 10%. This beer drinks so much bigger. 8%, so much more flavor, so much more aromatics, solid bitterness. I mean, it's not that I disliked Hop Slam. I think I gave it like a solid like A-ish. This is easily an A+. It's such a time machine, full impact of flavor. Love it. Until next time, get this beer. Ruination. Love it. Later.